All right, Wingin It, we're back. About 2 weeks ago, I started seeing this guy circulating pretty extensively on my For You page, and I tried to bring it up to you guys 2 weeks ago, the last episode of Wingin It, but I asked if anyone knew who Alex Tate was. So I had the wrong name, and then the way I described him, and none of you guys knew what the fuck I was talking about. It was so awkward, I just cut it from the podcast. Now, 2 weeks later, I ask you again with the correct name. Do you guys know who Andrew Tate is?
Yes.
Dude, I'm seeing him all over the place now.
I hate
He's
him.
like a massive douchebag.
You mean overall top G? Commentate dub?
Commentate dub.
So yeah,
I think he sucks.
Exactly. Like the way I was describing it, the reason I cut it is because one, none of you guys, I had the wrong name. None of you guys knew what I was talking about. And the way I explained it just made me sound like a misogynist. But that's kind of what this guy is. Like I was awkwardly describing, very well-spoken guy, is apparently rich, and the way I think it's so interesting how he took over the FYP pages, and I guess he's been on YouTube for a while, but he has this Hustlers University, which is basically a pyramid scheme. One of these guys from Barstool kind of broke it down, and you sign up. It's $50 a month. I don't know how the hell you're getting people to do that, but you're watching videos, and then he has you clip his stuff from YouTube, and he's like, "Hey, just keep posting it on TikTok, and it's going to go viral." And it worked. And he literally conquered TikTok without having an account of his own, which is nuts.
The shit he says, do you think he really thinks like that, or do you think he just does that to put on a show and get clout of some sort?
Bro, I don't know, because Jack, go ahead.
I was gonna say I Googled him after, and I think he definitely thinks like that because he lives in Romania, because apparently you can do whatever you want there, which I didn't know, but he owns casinos there, and they also said his house has gotten raided there for like prostitution and domestic shit.
Okay.
So yeah. I think he just is the social media area of a pimp.
I agree with nothing that he says, but I do find it interesting. Oh my God. So he was on the stream with Aiden Ross, and then he interviewed with BFFs. And the BFFs was Brianna Chicken Fries just literally searing with smoke out of her ears, listening to all this guy fucking everything he says. And he'll just tell it to everyone, where he was talking about how women kind of empowerment was a Western phenomenon, that doesn't occur, in the Middle East, which I guess, but then he was he explained it to where it was women out there just want to be, propped up by their man, provided by their man, all this stuff. And I was like, well, when you put it that way, I'm like, okay, I get being your own woman too, but it was wait, what happened to again, I'm not subjecting anything, but it was just the way he was talking about it. And that's the lure of him, is he's so well spoken. He tries to back up his arguments, but nobody's talking about that. And that's probably why it's going viral.
Is it true that he was also a UFC fighter? Did you say that, Jack?
He was a kickboxer.
Yeah, an MMA fighter or something.
Right.
Him and his brother, who I guess he does everything with. They live together, and I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah. So Andrew Tate, nobody's a fan, but he did successfully take over TikTok. Except he's waning. Yeah, I watched the Dave Portnoy show from this week, and he didn't even mention the interview. I thought at least he would kind of talk about, hey, was there any backlash? What was it like interviewing this guy on BFFs? But he didn't even mention it. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we got to mention this. And there was a couple of peculiar headlines that kind of kept coming out over the course of the last 2 weeks. Let's get a read on this. First of all, I did not realize Elon had 9 kids with 3 different women. And then a couple days later, it comes out an executive in his company, 15 years younger than him, is having his child. And it's just wait a second. That's kind of fucking odd. Twins. Okay. Step further. Now, all of a sudden, he's giving employees childcare support. That's his employee. Like, it was like, oh, wait a second. Now I'm going to help everyone's kids out because I have an employee with my kid. As if that wasn't as nuts. Earl Musk has second daughter with his stepdaughter.
That's illegal, is it? Does he live in America?
First of all,
is that illegal with your stepdaughter? I don't know.
Yeah, that's still considered incest.
Oh, really?
I mean,
yeah.
It's fucked. But now it's like all of a sudden, how is this not getting talked about more? Probably because Elon owns Twitter. But then it's also like, dude, wait, what? That's kind of pretty fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's super weird. But Elon does not own Twitter. Didn't he back out of the deal?
He's he's getting sued, and now the stock market's soaring over the last month or so. So like they're gonna meet in the middle of what he originally agreed and then what it was at when he got sued, and he'll eventually buy.
Okay.
By prediction.
Okay. Well, no, super fucking weird. That whole family seems like. Also, do you guys know who Ricky Martin is? You guys might, or didn't we send this in the group about how he
had a relationship with his nephew,
sexual relations with his nephew
who was 21?
Yeah,
and he's gonna get the penalty, and I don't know where they are. Is it Puerto Rico or Peru or somewhere?
Right.
It's like 50 years or something for incest.
What is he most famous from? Because I was like, I recognize his face, but
he sings the song "Livin' La Vida Loca."
Oh, okay.
And also she floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. That song that William Hung sang on American Idol.
Muhammad Ali's fight song.
It's basically Muhammad Ali quote, but it's kind of one of his other famous songs.
Well, back to the Elon family thing, him being just a weird dude. I listened to the Full Send podcast with Mark Cuban, which was actually a pretty good episode. And they asked him if he was like boys with Elon Musk, because they're like, it seems like you guys would be boys. He's like, nah, man. I mean, we're cool. We're like, we don't talk that much. He's like, he's just a different type of dude. He's like, when I saw he was pregnant with those twins, I texted him, congratulations. And I said, how many kids are you going to have? And he said, all he texted back was, Mars needs people. No, that's like the last he's talked to him since.
And that's why people are kind of like, wait a second, this dude's like actually like obsessed with like creating life. Like he's barking about, we need more people. The human population's declining. And it's like, bro, we don't need you. Earl probably doesn't need to be creating those two kids. I'll tell you that fucking much.
Yeah.
He's like not even horny. He's literally just trying to create
it's a chore. It's a chore for him. God,
he's actually gay, but he's just trying to create life.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to entertainment here. A little bit more enlightening. Pete Davidson on the new season of the Kardashians. I'm sure that's going to get a lot of new eyeballs. That should be some funny content.
Yeah, he is on there.
I thought the Kardashians ended.
Dude, they ended and they I had to be a money grab because they revived, but it's on Hulu.
Right. They stopped their 15 season run on Bravo or whatever it was on. And then they signed a new deal and they just rebranded it as the Kardashians, season 1.
You gotta think too, just with how famous they are and how much they like their whole life is money, and like 15 years of their life on camera. They probably were like, it's probably weird for them to not be on camera, I feel like, after that long.
Totally. And it's like how there's always a line of reality versus scripted, but like they've kind of blended that line pretty well. Like people are really, that's a popular show. Like, not for me, but obviously does have its cult following. Well, is this going to be on there? Tristan Thompson to have a second kid with Khloe Kardashian, but that ain't stopping the man. He was photographed 2 days later with someone not named Khloe.
At what point does Khloe just give up?
She's like Elon. She's saying, you know what, we got to do this.
I think she has. Like, it's come out that they have made moves, like kind of like as a business moves in their life, or like made life decisions based on like benefiting their family wealth, right? And so like I think at this point they know that like that's a broken relationship. They probably accepted it to some extent and been like, all right, well, you've already had one child, you might as well have a sister. I don't. Who knows?
No, and
Like,
a biological one at that. If they're like, hey, you know what, I do want another kid, and she basically swallowed her pride and it's like, let's do it.
Well, that picture of Tristan Thompson was in Greece, and that picture of Elon on the yacht was in Greece. So maybe they're in Greece plotting together on the downfall of their
It's the Mars 2112 summit meeting in Greece. Fire restaurant in New York City. I think it closed though. Well, here's something that is just ridiculous. Kylie Jenner uses her P-Jet for 3-minute flights.
I saw that.
That's a headline.
I didn't know at first that's what it was, because one of my cousin's friends is like really anti all that stuff, and I see all this like posts, and he
like
was
private jets because of climate change?
Just like rich people, like shit like that, like
billionaires just pissing.
Yeah. And I'm always like, why do you care about this so much? But then he was going off about the private jet, and then I read it was a 3-minute flight. I'm like, all right, that's a little fucking ridiculous.
She doesn't even buckle her seatbelt. It's like, wait, you could just literally drive the airplane there. It's like she takes off and then it's there for a minute and it's a minute descending. I don't even understand it.
So I read something that she's not actually taking the flight because it would be stupid, because by the time you get to the airport, drive to the airport, get on the plane, time. The reason they fly it there is because it's in like a hangar where they can't operate on it, and it's being flown to like another location where they can like do maintenance on it and like fill it up and everything that they need to do.
So it was a headline grab.
That's something I read that I think makes sense, because I don't think like you'd be dumb enough to just take a 3-minute flight when it would take super long just to drive to the fucking airport and then get off.
Yeah, it was probably just clickbait, because the flight from Kansas City to St. Louis is like 40 minutes. So like a 3-minute flight would be like literally like 10 feet away.
Yeah, Chicago.
It'd be like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a friend that would fly to the Ozarks on a daily basis. Like when I say friend, family friend, like older guy. But he just got his license and he wanted to live in St. Louis and would fly down here. And it would take him he said right around 25, 30 minutes in like his small plane. I was
like a single engine.
Yeah.
Not like the private jets got 2 just for the 3-minute flight. I would be, I love driving. I consider myself a half decent driver. I would be kind of scared having like that responsibility to land safely every time, especially if you have fucking passengers.
Same.
Grubhub Plus free for a year with Prime. That might make DoorDash sweat a little. So Prime members, you sign up. It's immediate. So I did, in case you guys didn't know that. Then DoorDash a couple days later glitched and people got hella free food. Basically every payment option was counting as credit. These dashers are saying, I gotta go pick this up. The funniest was I saw someone's order was $5,000 of top shelf liquor. From a goddamn liquor store in Chicago.
No way. When was this? That would have been
It was like last week.
Right.
Damn.
I can't wait for them to be like, hey, so about that $5,000 of liquor you bought, be like, yeah, that's your problem, man.
People are like, joke's on you. I canceled my, checking account after. People were wilding out on this. It was like 6 hours, like through the night, and DoorDash was like, yeah, so we had a glitch in the system.
That's not my problem.
We fucked up. We should have done that. I'm a DoorDash guy, but I signed up for Grubhub and I'm like, I might have to. I mean, it's the same restaurants, but maybe if the times are different, I might kind of leverage the two. But then Prime's just gonna be like, hey, yeah, we're gonna up you guys again because now you have Grubhub.
Well, I didn't know that until Brendan and Austin told me the other day that Dash Pass is free if you have a Chase Sapphire credit card.
Damn, that's a great perk.
I did not know that. Yeah.
That's a whole rabbit hole. The different credit cards of like different good or advantages or whatever. Like I was recently shopping for credit cards and it was amazing what they would offer. Like your benefits on.
This is a
lot of unknown perks.
Well, this is a topic. Let's get to it. Credit lines. I was saying. So first of all, Wingin It's taking on UFC 277. I'm going down to Dallas where it's going to be in a week. I'm excited. We got tickets. We'll hopefully get some good content for the people. And I'm jacked because that's a bucket list item. So I'm fucking hype. And Dallas always a good time with the boys.
Let's go.
The reason I was like, let's go, one, because I have an Amex that I have points through Delta, and it's like, it's just great. I think that's my most valuable credit card, is something that I can use for points, because it paid for my trip down to Dallas. They love upping my credit lines. People hate that, but I was like, dude, they put me up to 26K. I was like, there is no way in fuck I should be getting this. And I was like, you know what? We'll take it.
Why do they do, like, you don't even have to request to do that. They'll just do it on their own.
Oh, they're trying to get money from you.
Yeah, they're trying to fuck you. Like,
Interest. Yeah. They're hoping that they're probably like, hey, this guy, I never missed a payment, but sometimes you can't make a full payment. Sometimes you got to go to the minimum, etc. And so it's just like, this guy has good payment history, but he's getting close to a limit. Let's just double it and see what he does.
Dude, they did it to me when we first moved to Dallas, and we were working. It was when we were working these commission-only jobs that didn't really work out. And I was swiping like a motherfucker, like, for a little bit. And I got an email that they upped my shit. And I'm like, dude, you guys are just trying to fucking keep me on a hamster wheel. Like,
yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
So Alex, I've got, like, I would do a flight credit card. That's what I have. I have the Apple card, which is basically just Apple Pay. Like, it's just convenient to have on your phone and shit. And I like just kind of use that for food. So that one I keep real low, like never eclipses 1,000 a month. And the Discover's nice. You get, like, you can only get up to like $90 a month in cash back at like certain, like, they do grocery stores, like gas stations. So it's pretty generic stuff. And they usually have low interest rates. So that's my credit card entourage.
Dude, I just have like two typical kind of like cash back ones, and then what is it, the Southwest credit card, the Southwest Airlines one.
Right, because that's huge in the Midwest too.
I don't even know what
the True Sapphire, you can move your points to Southwest, which is cool.
Yeah.
So,
and like, I love all the shit with airlines where it's like, hey, you spend enough money, you fly with us enough, we'll give you, the Sky Club Lounge for free. Like, you can get up to Medallion, and yeah, it's all just. I'm the reason inflation is so bad. Is me. Is because Amex is like, what, here you go, Dylan, and I buy a flight to UFC 277.
Yep.
Yeah. I like to chase Sapphire because they had the deal where you spend like $5K, I think, in the first 3 months, you get 100,000 points, and that paid for like 4 of my trips for like when they were bought like far enough out.
Same thing with that Southwest card. Those points have come in handy.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been noted on Wingin It, I believe, a year and a half ago when I did the 25,000 in a year, but I missed it by 1 day, the deadline, and didn't get the credit. Okay, more somber news on that note. The Yu-Gi-Oh creator passes away.
Yeah.
Tough. I mean, that was just the cornerstone of our childhood.
Yeah, I mean, I never even knew who the Yu-Gi-Oh creator was. It's kind of sad, but
yeah, exactly. Geez, I mean, on that note too, I don't know if he's from Japan, but how about that dude, the prime minister getting assassinated? I feel like that didn't get enough attention. My brother was losing his mind. He's like, Jesus Christ, but that former prime minister gets assassinated in Japan, where literally guns are not common at all. This guy literally crafted it himself.
Yeah, it looked like a little, like, I don't even know, like a
pea shooter.
Yeah. He built it.
Which prime minister are we talking about here?
He
was during the Obama administration for Japan. I don't ask me to spell his name or even pronounce it, because I'm not gonna. It's like a Shabi or something. I totally.
Whatever, I'll figure it out.
So did Drake get arrested in Sweden?
So that report came out. Then he said that he didn't, and then he said that they did.
Okay. Well, he's out, but like, I was like, people were like, it was funny because it was trending because everyone's like, nah, hell nah, Drake's in jail, I'm heading over there, and everyone's like, what about Britney?
Was it for the album he just put out?
Should be. Don't forget, the shirt of the summer is now available on CorbettSports.com, or you can check the link tree in any of my social media profiles. Baseball sleeves. It's like, if you don't have a team, if you're going to a game where your favorite team isn't playing, but you need something to wear, you don't want to be that loser that wears the other, a jersey from the team that isn't even playing at the game that you're going to the stadium of. Be the winner that supports the one universal team. That's Sporty Ball, and look clean and crisp while doing it. Great summer shirt, 100% cotton. We don't mess around with the merch that we do, and it's all exclusive. So we've got 25. We've already got down to 18, and that's it. We're not going to do more. So you want to get it while you can. Sporty Ball, you can get your shirts at CorbettSports.com. I'll ship it out to you. I'll throw in some nice stickers, maybe a koozie for you. How about that? Heat wave down in Dallas. It was like 100 degrees here the other couple days here in Minnesota. Europe has had the highest temperature ever recorded. Nobody's fucking going, what's going on? Why is this getting worse? I mean, all of a sudden, government's like, you know what? No, we're not doing that. You got this clip that literally resembled Don't Look Up of this guy going, you know what? This is kind of fucked. Like, people are going to die. And the woman's just like, it's warm out. Come on, warm weather. We're good. He goes, no. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're good with AC, but this is it's going to get only worse from here and hotter. And think about it, countries on the equator, they're going through, we're not even close to that, and we're getting toasted. But yeah, it's going to be the impoverished that get totally nuked by this.
It's like you said too, like Arizona, I'm pretty sure they have experienced a lot more failures with like AC systems. Like that's what I was hearing. And then they're also trying to develop like a white paint that totally reflects the energy of the sun or something. So like maybe the houses can actually stand a chance in that heat. But I don't know. Yeah, it's wild.
The Hoover Dam like caught on fire. Like,
is that what that was yesterday or the other day?
So how hot is it in Europe? Like what's because
it was 104, I believe I saw.
Is that like the hottest? Like
bro, what's London in the summer is usually 72 degrees. Yeah, like it rarely gets over 80. And it's 104.
Yeah, average through July for the UK is 74, 73 in August, 67 in September.
Bloomberg tweeted that the article title was funny just because I guess it is a big deal. It's that hot there, but it was like, the Queen will continue her duties despite the heat wave. And I'm like, dude, there's no way she's in Buckingham Palace. They're going to keep that bitch frozen cold.
The least important duties ever. But yeah, don't worry. She's going to tend to them.
She's going to keep going. Like,
yeah. And then the last thing too is like, did you guys see the Hawaii waves that crashed through that fucking seaside resort?
I did.
Flooded the restaurant. There's like a guy sitting down. He's like, it breaks through underneath him. He goes, fuck. Another one comes. He's literally floating like in his seat at the table. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of there. All right. Well, someplace that isn't touched yet. Well, it's getting touched, but my Alaska thoughts. All right, I'm back. I lost my tan. I'll just rip through this. Here are my thoughts from the Alaska trip. No more masks at the airport is amazing, but now you got to be absolutely fitted again. Kind of tough,
Wait, why?
At the airport, you got to be fitted, bro. Before, you're like, fuck.
I usually wear like joggers and
hoodie. That's what I wear.
Yeah, you got to be fitted with the hoodie. Yeah, I mean, you got to be looking clean. I mean, I'm not throwing a goddamn, two-piece on, but
okay. I thought you meant like you're one of those people who wears like a collared shirt and like slacks.
No, but before I was like, oh my God, I'd show up in like my pajamas, like with the mask on. Now you got to at least, throw on the Lulu and you got to be fitted. Yeah. First thing I wrote down, I think I'm good on Canada. Dear fuck. We had to download 5 different apps. COVID test we had to do a COVID test that was watched on a whole nother app. Like this guy's literally watching you take a test. Nightmare. Then I got to Vancouver. Beautiful. Holy crap. Incredible city. I think my parents are like talking about getting an apartment there, but like I was pleasantly surprised with how awesome it is.
Okay.
No Canada takers. Any of you guys been up there?
Well, just something I've never been there, but something interesting I heard from one of my coworkers who lives in Canada that I didn't know is Canada doesn't have Venmo, Cash App, or anything like that. They have this thing, though the government controls this thing called email money transfer. And they said they pay their rent, their groceries, everything through this. They just type in their email and it's connected to their bank accounts. And they said that they don't want, I looked it up on Reddit, and they said since this has been established for so long, there's not a need to let third parties in. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, that is.
Drug dealers only take cash there.
Right. Well, pot's been legal there. The architecture was all kind of similar, but it was very modern glass, beautiful. Like there were seaplanes, and it's like 70 degrees. It's like Seattle weather, but fantastic. Doesn't get too cold there.
I'd like to go sometime and just check it out. Just to see
we should do a weekend trip there or something. Get taking a Canucks game. I think it would be sick. Like I literally spent just one night there, and I was like, you know what? There's more to do here. I was pretty. I was left in awe.
I have a random question for the TikTok guys. Have you guys seen this girl on your For You page? Her name is Strawberry Milk Mob.
I'm not.
She's like this good-looking girl, and she randomly is getting really popular on TikTok. And she's always on my For You page, and she's like kind of funny. And what's also on my For You page is like a bunch of people making TikToks of her and be like, who the fuck is this girl, and why the fuck is she all over my For You page now?
Really?
But she's from Vancouver, which is what made me think about it. So I was interested to see if she was also on your guys's. And now that I say it out loud, your phone's gonna hear it. And
she's gonna be on there.
Yeah,
totally.
I don't even have it. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an Instagram reel for Berzik.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like literally, I was talking about like Grizzly Man, which we'll talk about later on. Is I said it out loud, and I saw it on TikTok, like the story behind it, and I was like, oh my God. And that's what made me like obsessed. I was like, how did I not know what the hell happened there? Yeah, it's always interesting to see who is viral at what time. And like, dude, you guys know Brad Easy? He's like one of the dudes that has like actually stayed consistent in the game, has come up with like 4 different funny ass fucking trends.
Yeah.
He's good. All right. Okay. So first day at sea, awesome. Cruise ship, awesome. You know, I love cruises, always a blast. But you know, the average age of the ship was probably about 54. Skewed a little elderly. There was definitely a lot of walkers. Then there was like empty nesters kind of reliving rock and roll. Like there were some kick-ass concerts, but they were all like Bruce Springsteen, you know, cover bands, etc. Some Broadway stuff. Then there was families with young kids, and then there was me, E, and Kelsey hanging with our families. We did meet some cool people. I was like, I shut down the casino every single night, and then, you know, after the ATM shut me out, one of the first nights, I stumble into this lounge, and it's not karaoke because they have a live band playing the songs on a song sheet. So like I stumble into a conversation with 4 people, and they're like, hey, we're singing, you know, karaoke. I'm like, all right. These people didn't know the words to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So like, I was like, the band's playing, like, except I belt out a solo, standing ovation from just like a crowd of old people, just literally just standing ovation. And like, I'm like, wait, I wake up the next morning, I'm like, did that happen? People in the elevator the whole rest of the week are like, Dylan, you coming back to the Rendezvous Lounge? Like, who are you? So maybe that's,
any video? Any chance of a video?
No, I was the only one there because I was at the casino just fucking, you know, pouring out my ATM.
That'd be awesome.
I know. So maybe that's it gave me some confidence for this stand up potentially an STL at the STL Funny Bone after my karaoke performance. Okay, first day in Alaska, sideways rain. I'm like, Jesus fuck. I'm like, okay, kind of cool. Sideways. I'm like, literally, what are we doing? It was raining nonstop. Second day, new spot, rain. You know, kind of like let up a little. The worst guided tour I have ever fucking been on in my life. It was like go hunt for bears, you know, on this river pass trail. We literally walked to one pass on the river, and this chick is literally keeping us there hostage for 25 minutes, staring at the same goddamn thing. Nothing. And then I quickly realized we're just moving up the river, standing at each 30-minute platform. We didn't see shit. I'm like, what did I get myself into? But then we finally, like, Juneau's the capital. It was incredible. You can only get there by land or sea. It's cut off by mountains. Cool houses. Sun finally came out. But I
wait,
could
land or
not
sea?
live there. Yeah,
You can't
sorry,
fly in.
plane or sea, plane or sea. I meant, sorry, yeah. So you can't drive there.
I was like, that doesn't sound so bad. What are you talking about?
Right, exactly. I mean, it was a truly majestic place. I couldn't live there. The glaciers were crazy. Saw a lot of bald eagles. We saw a bear crossing the road. It was our only bear experience. But there's going to be an Alaska vlog about 5 minutes or so. We had this crazy whale encounter where it's like you can only stay 100 yards away from them when you're watching. You can't like advance towards them. So we're kind of just following. We're seeing them going out of the bay. And all of a sudden, he's talking to us, and the whales circled back, and they're 5 feet from our ship, and they breach. And like, so all of a sudden, they're circling us, and I'm getting video of the mom and her cub or kid getting up, and like, you could hear the blowhole, just like everyone was still quiet. You could hear the puff of the sound. So, I mean, it was cool. I wouldn't live there. It's cool stuff. They only have like 30 to 90 days of sunlight. I don't know how anyone would be able to handle that. But I checked off 50, state number 50.
There you go. That's a dope. So with it being state 50, like, have some of them just been states that you've driven through, or have you like stayed in all states?
So I was kind of running back into most of them I have stayed in. I think the only two that I kind of like drove through, maybe had lunch, was West Virginia and Delaware. I might have to go back. Like, I'd like to go to the Delaware coast, maybe. My brother lives in DC, so it should be something. And maybe hiking in West Virginia or something, because those are the two states I feel like I cheated, to your point, Brennan.
So you've been to like Idaho?
Yeah, I've been to Boise. Yeah. Boise.
I want to, do you have one of those maps? Like, so my family has a map that we like pin in.
Yeah. I used to have one for places I lived, I think, you know, because we're all up through, you know, I mean, it was Connecticut, Missouri, the Dakotas, etc. But
right.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to movies I watched, and then we'll get to the tea with Jack D and get us out of here with a Bursic Babble of the week, and nice, short, and sweet. Okay, Grizzly Man is crazy. This guy who literally lived with the grizzly bears and then eventually got eaten by one. It was fascinating. I didn't really know who Werner Herzog was. He's the filmmaker who's done like apparently a lot of great documentaries. It was great. It was like I was captivated.
What was it called? I think I've seen this, but I don't remember the name of it.
Grizzly Man.
2005. Oh yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, this. Back in 2003. Oh, crazy. Hot Fuzz I just watched. I was literally, am I like lame for this? I was dying fucking laughing. I thought it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever.
Neither have I.
It was hysterical. I was like laughing as hard as I had been in probably like years. I was just binging movies because I had so many flights, etc. I watched The Imitation Game and Sound of Metal. You know, it's not an action film. You're probably going to have to go into it. It's like, okay, this is an artsy movie. I thought they were 10 out of 10. So The Imitation Game was really good with Benedict Cumberbatch. And it's like, you know, how's Mathematics a good movie? Oh, it was fucking good. So I enjoy that. Sound of Metal has Riz Ahmad. And he's a heavy metal drummer who loses his hearing. And like the movie's kind of flipping back from hearing and deaf, and it's just a crazy artful film. I watched Black Hawk Down, gave it a 9 out of 10. It was sick. 310 to Yuma, Russell Crowe, Christian Bale.
I've never seen that, but I've seen
sick.
Like we used to have it on DVD. That's why I only remember the cover, but I've never watched it.
8 out of 10 for me. If you're into a baseball and you want to watch something, this was a TV movie, 61 asterisk on HBO Max. Holy crap, that was well done, about Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris.
Roger Maris, fire movie.
Yes. It was great.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And then Hell or High Water, Jeff Bridges is great.
Fire movie.
Well. Yeah, I've been killing some good movies here.
Yeah, those are some good ones.
I couldn't get into Rescue Dawn, which is Werner Herzog. Coincidentally enough, and then the Trial of the Chicago 7, I was like, come on. I was like, this is kind of boring. And I read a review, and the review was Aaron Sorkin meets Aaron Sorkin. I was like, okay, that's all I needed to see. I know where this movie's fucking going, and turned it off. All right, let's get to the tea with Jack D. Before we get to that, a quick thank you to listeners, viewers, you. None of this would be possible without you, the listener/viewer. So with that said, help the people that support us. That's My Custom Heart. You know that you get 20% off with promo code Dylan, DYLAN, at checkout. So you can get the perfect gift for that special someone. But now it's even better because love a good holiday. Love a good holiday. You ready for this? August 1st, National Girlfriend's Day. You guys didn't know that. I know you didn't. You guys are screwed. You're screwed no longer. 30% off is now upped, and it is currently online. If you've got the promo code DYLAN at checkout, you go on there, you customize your bundle, or you get your individual gift for your special girlfriend. Save yourself some money here during these times of inflation through our friends at My Custom Heart. Appreciate you supporting the people that support us. Support your girlfriend. National Girlfriend's Day, August 1st. And this promo code with 30% off now, up from 20. Utilize it. It is through August 7th. I've got an anniversary coming up. How about that? I might utilize. That's what we call here, of course, on Wingin It, the heady play. I might have to utilize that 30%er here to get her something real nice. They got exquisite jewelry. So be like the heady players like us and utilize promo code Dylan, DYLEN, National Girlfriend Day. We are going to do it through August 7th. That's 30% off at My Custom Heart.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now up to 630 million after no one won yesterday when it was at 550. So
you guys get lotto tickets?
I will if it's super big.
Last week I bought 2 scratchers.
Like I do scratch off. Like the lotto, you're asking me to kind of like check a website or what? I got to watch the local news, for the once in a million chance.
It says you have a 1 in 300 million chance of winning.
You got a good point there. Like, is your time, like, is the juice worth the squeeze there?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like almost, maybe when you were watching the local news, that was cool to like pick up a lotto ticket on the way home. But yeah, I mean, there's still huge money, obviously.
Right.
Kodak Black was arrested because there was pills found in his car, but he got let go because apparently they were prescribed for chronic pain since he recently got shot.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah.
And didn't NBA YoungBoy get off? He was not guilty, I think I saw.
Yeah, he is not guilty. That's correct.
I'm sorry, but that whole Kodak thing, it kind of sounds like a profile sort of situation where maybe he just had a couple pills on him. Like, imagine like you getting pulled over with Adderall on you, and they're like, "What are those?" and taking it all the way to the point of arresting you.
Or why did you get stopped in the first place?
Yeah. Chicago was officially voted second best city in the world.
I mean, Chicago's dope, but I mean, it depends on where you go, I guess.
Well, take your guesses. I would have never guessed 1 in 3. Take your guesses.
Okay, Chicago's 2.
You said Americans
the
are
world. The world.
Okay. New York City? No, that'd be too obvious.
I guess give it London, maybe. I don't know. I could see that being like a
one is Edinburgh.
Where?
Scotland. Okay, sorry. I was missing. So Chicago's number 2 in the whole world. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I gotcha.
And then Edinburgh was voted number 1. And then number 3 is Medellin.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm calling cap on this list, whoever was pulling this. Pulling this data.
I don't know who did that, but yeah, that was, I don't know. I wouldn't expect Scotland to be. Yeah. I also saw something on Vice that said Scotland is like by miles the heaviest cocaine users in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it goes with the drinking.
Yeah. A heroic pizza delivery man in Indiana rushed back and forth into a burning building and saved 5 children from a fire and sustained life-threatening injuries. But dude, I bet that dude, great Samaritan act, but I bet that dude's gonna be set for life probably.
He was thinking going in, he's like, this is my chance for ultimate fame.
I'm either delivering
or die trying.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. We kind of talked about Twitter versus Musk. 5-day trial starts in October. For
Yeah,
that.
and it got fast tracked so much. Like that was a win for Twitter.
So I wonder if that'll be. You think they'll make that live or no?
Oh my God, that's a great question. You know what? I would lean no, because what if something gets sketchy with like a deposition or a witness called and they start talking about what data they have on us, you know, that they don't want to get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why like the NFL, like this whole Dan Schneider shit, they're not going to televise that because there's going to be some shit coming out.
Yeah. All right. We talked about Europe's heat wave. Fauci is he's done.
Yeah.
He's retiring at the end of Biden's first term.
All right, Biden next. What happened there?
Did you see? I don't know if it's fake or not, but the video of him today accidentally saying he has cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, it's everything he does is just like, what the hell? He's fist bumping the Saudi prince, or after he just like condemned him.
That's what I was gonna say next. Is he fucking said that he vowed to condemn them and called him a pariah, and then he goes over there, bumps the dude,
and then privately said, "I blame you for the killing." Yeah, okay, sure.
Of Ivana Trump, Trump's ex-wife, who's the mother of like pretty much I think all his kids except for the youngest one, died, and the cause of death was blunt impact injuries after falling down the stairs.
No, geez. I was thinking like another, not Robin Williams, Bob Saget, blunt force trauma, right? But yeah, it was crazy. Like I didn't really know much about her life, but she was that was Donald Trump kind of before we were born, where he was just rising in New York State through real estate and just power.
Yeah.
Status couple. Yeah. Baron Trump. He's the only one with Ivanka, right?
Yeah. Baron. Okay. This dude was down bad or just pissed off or something, but man pulls a gun on a woman who didn't thank him for opening the door for her.
Good.
Nothing seems odd about that.
There was a baby born in India with 4 legs and 4 arms.
Kill it.
And it's and it's being celebrated as a miracle of nature under Hinduism.
I wouldn't even know what to think.
Hills have eyes shit.
Dude, this thing, oh my God. You said kill it, and I just thought of like all the scary movies of anything crawling.
Yeah, just imagine that thing crawling at you.
No, Jim Harbaugh would be like, have the courage to have that thing crawl in your face.
Speaking of Jim Harbaugh, that just made me think of it. I found his daughter's TikTok came up on my For You page the other day.
Dude, that shit was so funny. The whole family
funny.
trip.
Like how they do like the shit of like my dad like somewhere, and it's like the Home Depot music. But they showed him like walking around the airport, and he's literally got the fucking khakis on, like he's on the sideline, and he's like leaned up against the counter, like talking. Like it looked
he's
like he
chatting up everyone at the ticket agent. Yeah.
Have you seen Lane Kiffin's daughter's TikTok?
I just saw this. Yeah,
she's got a pretty good one as well.
Well, where she's like telling my dad how much I spent at Zara.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was on the show End of Days, I don't know what his co-star's name is, but I don't even know what that show is, but she's making a huge deal that she's never forgiven him because he used to deliberately fart in her face every day of filming.
There's something wrong with those people. Like Antonio Brown purposely farting in front of his doctor and pretending he doesn't know what's happening.
Like, dude, he was the governor of California. And like,
that's come on.
All right, we talked about Ricky Martin and incest. John, what are your thoughts on Liv going after Charles Barkley?
Look, bro, along the lines of the Saudis, all of a sudden Biden's giving him a fist pump. Dude, Donald Trump honestly put it best when he was like, hey, go get your money before eventually Live and PGA merge, because all that PGA is giving these top golfers that haven't left yet is a verbal thank you. Like, they're not giving you 90 guaranteed. They're giving Henrik Stenson 40 mil guaranteed. And I mean, so their whole existence, people are always asking me, what's the point if they're just like spending all this money? They don't have a point. Their only point is to make headlines, and that's it, with an unlimited fund of money. $2 billion is their budget. And that's exactly what they're doing, not just in the golf world, which makes zero sports headlines, but also in the real world, like where we're talking about it, you know? And think about it, it's like, I was never a wrestling guy. WWE, AEW comes along. They've got money. They got Tony Khan money. There's two wrestling fan bases, but people are like, I like AEW. I'm still a WWE guy. There's going to be fans who aren't golf fans. I'm a PGA Tour guy. I'm still going to watch, but not if everyone's leaving, which is what they're doing. And what's going to happen is either the PGA Tour is going to have to merge, or Live Golf becomes AEW and the next big thing. So it is fascinating. Cam Smith might be next, who just won the fucking Open. He's reportedly getting 140 mil. He might be announced this week.
This might be my, I don't know, weird off theory, but I was just saying, like, the UAE has been doing a ton of stuff for like the past 2 decades to boost their local economy, increase tourism, all that stuff. So if anything, like you just said, now everyone's talking about Live Tour, and it's just bringing more awareness to that. And I was like, after COVID and everything, you know, that sounds like a really good business decision. Like, hey, let's go invest into something that might bring more and more people.
And if the players are leaving, which there are, like, it's getting bigger and bigger by the week, the viewers are going to leave, the advertisers are going to leave, and the PGA's got to make a move right now. And it's the same things happening in college sports. Everyone's going to the Big Ten and the SEC. ACC's got to do something. Otherwise, they're going to get left in the dust like the Big 12 and the Pac-12. So the pandemic, like, sports was always going to change like this over the next decade. The pandemic shortened that by 5 years. Like, it accelerated everything. You see all these coaches getting fired, getting big money. Brian Kelly probably would have never left Notre Dame for, you know, a couple of COVID years, and all of a sudden LSU needs a new coach.
Stephen A. Smith. Announcers are all of a sudden making more than the players. I mean, Pat McAfee's getting 60 mil. It's fascinating. You know, podcasts are more popular than local TV. The world's changing.
Yeah, they just got that. Who's that Irish dude on the Golf Channel?
Faraday. I mean, that's one of the most famous guys in golf. He's going, and if they get Barkley, I mean, that's immediate credibility on that golf cast. People are like, they're on YouTube. Bro, if they're getting 1 million concurrent viewers on YouTube like that, there's money there, which people just don't even realize yet.
Dude, 1 million on YouTube.
Yeah, that's it. I think they've only done like tens of thousands, but I mean, again, they're building in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Then I only had Musk's dad and then Tristan Thompson. So for suggestions, 2 documentaries first. One called The Girl in the Picture. Fucked up, about this dude who kidnapped this little girl when she was like 4 and raised her and married her because he changed his identity 4 times.
Girl. And
like it's wild. You should watch it. It's like an hour and a half on Netflix. It's like a true crime documentary. Jeez. It's insane. And then like a 4-episode documentary on Netflix is about DB Cooper, who's the only dude in American history to hijack a plane and get away with it. And like, still no one knows who it is. It's like crazy how they go down this rabbit hole of like the 5 main suspects and stuff. Still the last episode to watch.
Do you remember how he was a fucking character in Prison Break? DB Cooper. Yeah, it was the same story. He was an epic character too.
Yeah, it's very interesting, like how he did it and stuff. And then 2 shows, I've said it before, but The Offer about making The Godfather was awesome. And then this show that just came out on Apple TV, that there's 3 episodes out, 6 episodes total. The 4th one comes out Friday. It's called Blackbird, and it's fucking. Where, do you not like it, Dylan?
No, I was gonna say I tried. I watched the first episode and I had trouble getting through it. So does it get better?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give it another go.
It's a true story, which is crazy.
I'm not a huge Taron Egerton guy.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
But he does decent for just playing like that Chicago dude, but it's just crazy that like that was even a thing that they're allowed to give someone the option to go, like you can go into this maximum security prison to get your time taken off if you befriend a serial killer and get him to confess. Like I can't believe that actually happened in real life.
It's like that fictional Rock movie where like his kid's going to jail, so he like takes like a secret mission to get him out or what.
Yeah.
But this is actually true.
Yeah.
All right. No, I always trust your judgment. So I will go like Peaky Blinders. I'll go back and give it another go. You should trust his judgment as well. You get the selections there at CorbettSports.com. That's the T with Jack D. Bursick, take us home with a babble. You've got one for us this week.
All right. So I was just thinking about this last night. I'll ask you all, see what your response is, and then I got my own. But when did shrooms get like chill? When did shrooms get cool?
Dude, funny enough, I was thinking about this weekend because I was at the pool Saturday with some friends, and there was a few people who were just like had these chocolate bars, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna chill here and just eat these shroom infused chocolate bars and chill today. And I was like, all right, I mean, that's fine with me. They were just like casually drinking and casually eating shrooms. Yeah. And like they've like you said, Bursick, they've just become just a nonchalant chill thing.
It's like it's more laxed. It's not as fast moving through the United States of America legalized as pot is, which there's like apparently some good news on the forefront there. That's going to be federally decriminalized. But yeah, like isn't Oregon having shrooms legal? Like some states are doing like the extra progressive. Colorado maybe.
Yeah, I know Boulder was one of the earliest to legalize it for like medical studies.
Right.
But then, yeah, they've decriminalized it in several counties across, I believe, like you said, Oregon. But I don't know. Like, Jack, you got any thoughts on
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, well, number one, it's because it's like a natural thing, like weed. I think that's a big part of it. It's not like synthetic. And then, like, apparently, I haven't watched it yet, but that new documentary on Netflix that's about how they're using it for like PTSD and stuff. Everyone who's watched it has said it's like worth the watch and kind of like mind opening if you're kind of against it.
And it's like it's super therapeutic, and yeah, like it gets people away from maybe schizophrenia. Like it gets you away from like haunting images. I personally never done it because I am kind of afraid of like hallucinating, but if it's in a chocolate bar, if they keep kind of knocking down levels to make it, it is crazy to your point, Alex, how they're kind of almost normalizing it.
Yeah. I've read that, like, also in the sense of like, if it's microdosed, like it's supposed to like eventually help with people, like even people who take like Adderall and anxiety medicine, like apparently if you microdose it in the morning, like it keeps you like energized like Adderall would, but it's not attacking your nervous system or like bad for your heart and stuff like that. So I think we'll see a lot more of it in the next couple of years.
So my thoughts were just, so as I was thinking about it, I was like, all right, so it used to definitely not be cool. And people would like tell stories of, oh, this guy freaked out, like this guy ripped his eyeballs out. Like you hear all these wild stories and you're like, like just like everything else, smoke weed, your dick's gonna fall off. And it's like, okay, like maybe we've been naive or something. But anyways, it went from like I said, oh, and then all of a sudden it turned to everyone's like, quote unquote, it helped me understand who I am. And
yeah, these people that have spiritual like adventures. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, where is this when I was like 14, 15, more like probably not feeling like I'm risking my life if I'm going to go take an hallucinogenic. So I'm all for it though. I also think my theory is, I think like you said, Jack, like the spread of information now is so easy. And so if there is good Netflix documentary and awareness, like I'm someone who doesn't like mushrooms in my diet, but I've been taking lion's mane daily. I've been taking turkey tail, and like there's a lot of medical research backing up what that does. So I'm like, okay, maybe shrooms I should look more into. I'm not like serious about saying, hey, I'm gonna go.
I would try it. I mean, I take Adderall and anxiety medicine sometimes. I would be down to, if I saw the proven
Well, and
fact.
that's what's even wild. Like I've even come across shrooms more often than like for someone who's never really thought about taking them. I've seen them a bunch. I had a friend who grew them, and it's like you guys just do this normally, and they were so chill about it. And I was like, huh, like I don't know. I guess it's not as all bad as made out to be.
My dad, who literally does nothing more than like have one glass of wine every once in a while and is like never touched pot. Like he like I don't my brother might have been, pulling my leg, but he was like, my dad asked him to find him shrooms, like for my dad. And it was like, because he just wanted, he's 75. Yeah. He wanted that spiritual experience,
Yeah.
It's something he hasn't seen.
Yeah. I don't know someone personally who's been like, I've used it to microdose and like really overcome something big. So I don't know I haven't seen that, I guess, on a personal level, but I totally believe that it's there because of all the research I've read.
I also think it's different too, because when they do start, like for medical purposes, like it's like regulated, and like the stories you hear of kids who like rip their eyes out, it's like that shit's probably been like laced with something bad or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bad dealer. They took too much, didn't know what they're doing. Mind-opening stuff there, not unlike shrooms. That's the Bursic Babbles. And we wrap up Wingin It here. Jack Duncan, Brennan just dipped out, Alex Bursic. We'll talk to you guys next week. Good to be back.